locations I have pinned with red dots, red marks. They were all hit. We'll be discussing more in details because, as we know, Israel, it's Ramona airport, Dimona, the area Dimona, not the airport, but Dimona, the city, the place, are hit by Houthi cruise missiles. And we'll also discuss then Iran unleashed new hybrid war at sea. Now let's start with this particular picture here. You can see Iran looks like, to me, they have actually joined this war against Israel with the Houthis, and this is unprecedented. They have never done in the past. Now Iran is not only supplying weapons and helping the Houthis financially and militarily, but also looks like they are directly involved in all of this. In other words, a hit on Houthis basically would mean a hit on Iran, because Iran again is heavily involved in all of this. Now, as I have mentioned to you guys, this airport was hit, and a lot of you have already noticed that. It is actually coming on the news. This is the airport, Ben Gurion. Now, the name Ben Gurion, you might hear it in a different way in the news. They will say Lod Airport. Now, Lod Airport is actually the former name. Okay, this is the name that was used before for the Ben Gurion Airport. So Ben Gurion Airport was called Lod Airport in the past, and this airport was hit. Now there is this another airport that you can see on the map right here, the SDEDOV airport. Now that airport is closed. That airport is not functional anymore. I do not know why that is the case, but that airport is closed. It probably is because of the attacks, previous attacks on Israel by some other entities. So this main or major airport, the Ben Gurion Airport, was hit. And then we also have this particular location coming under attack in Israel, in occupied Palestine, I should say. And that is this one. So Dimona, I just mentioned to you, this is where Dimona is. And in addition to Dimona, also Negev Research Center. Now, Houthis, when they attack this particular location, Negev Nuclear Research Center, Houthis did not mention the name. Okay, they did not mention the name Negev Nuclear Research Center. Rather, they said we have hit a sensitive site. So in addition to the airport, the Lod Airport or Ben Gurion Airport, and also in addition to Dimona, the place Dimona right you can see on the screen, they have also hit a sensitive site in Negev region, and that could mean the nuclear site or nuclear research center was hit by the Houthi cruise missiles. Another location, actually the same location, this is where Negev base is. Now, interesting thing is about Negev base is that it has nuclear research center that again, to me, was hit. Houthis did not mention the name. I do not know why, but maybe they're just waiting for confirmation. But Negev is also a site for military assets. They have military bases, they have military assets, they have heavy military presence in this particular area called, again, Negev. Now, once you hit this, means you have actually caused a lot of headache for the Zionist regime who are now operating from Palestinian territories. These are the three sites that were hit. Now let's see at this video clip here on the screen. And this video clip is when these airports, as I mentioned, Ben Gurion Airport, the Lod Airport, i.e., or the Ramona Airport. This is the footage that was published. I do not know if it was directly from Israeli government or somebody leaked it and shared these footages online. I'm not sure about that, but this is what it looks like when the cruise missile from the Houthis were hit. Now let's take a look at this other report here. And this one is saying that Iran is now involved, take a look, in this hybrid war, quote unquote. Houthis, Iran unleash new hybrid war at sea. undersea cable, as we know, there was some disruption with the internet in Southeast Asia and also some countries in the Middle East, and people are accusing Iran of, and also the Houthis, of destroying these cables undersea that is causing this internet service disruption. And they have Google, they have actually issued a statement saying that we have fixed the problem for that particular incident where this cable was cut. Now let's actually see what really happened. Okay, and this is coming from multiple sources. Basically said that the Yemeni armed forces affiliated with Ansarullah movement targeted Ramon airport in southern Israel with a drone strike on Monday. Now the interesting thing about the drone strike is this: the IDF sources, they cannot confirm why this drone was able to evade the paper dome they have, or the Iron Dome, or David Sling, or Arrow 3 defense system. They have absolutely no clue, and this is not something I'm making it up. It is actually coming from directly Israeli sources. The Israeli army, they do not know how a drone got into it. So you can imagine how Iron Dome system is being a complete failure. So, and this happened, so it is this drone struck on Monday for the second time in less than 24 hours, while another was aimed at a quote-unquote sensitive target in Dimona. In a statement, Ansarullah spokesperson Yahya Sari said the armed forces carried out for a second day in a row a qualitative military operation, quote-unquote, using 3 drones targeting Lod Airport in Jaffa, or the Ben Gurion Airport, Ramon Airport in al-Rashrash, and a sensitive target in Dimona in occupied Palestine. So again, you can see they use the wording here is very, very interesting. Sensitive target in Dimona. And I interpret that as military nuclear research center for Israel. Sari said the operation successfully achieved its objectives, thanks be to Allah. And the Yemeni fighters, they have Sunday's drone strike. They said the latest attack followed the announcement on Sunday that the armed forces carried out several drone strikes in Israel earlier in the day aimed at specific targets, including the Ramon airport in the south and a sensitive site in Dimona. Sari said, quote, a drone targeted Ramon airport, which by Allah's grace directly hit the airport and caused the airport to shut down and halt traffic. I mentioned this in my previous video, and I said that these drones, these missiles, they are hitting their targets more often than they have been or they had in the past. Now, why that is the case? If you do not know, Iran is not the only country anymore to help the Houthis. It is now open secret that China is directly involved in this. So using Chinese technology, using Russian technology, the attack has changed, not just in terms of its tactics, but also in terms of what kind of weaponries they're using. Quote unquote, Sari said 2 sensitive military targets in the Negev, while another drone targeted a vital target in Ashkelon. So again, Negev, or this desert, is coming under attack. It's nuclear facility, guys. Again, the Ansarullah movement, they are not confirming the site, what kind of sensitive site, quote unquote, but we can see that the military research, the nuclear research center is actually in Negev. Israel's nuclear program is under attack by the Houthis. In other words, that's what we can confirm at the moment. I'll be actually giving you more updates. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.